everyone has been talking all about the TikTok ban. However, did you hear the news breaking today? The Supreme Court is going to hear the challenges to the law banning TikTok in the United States. I'm Eliza Orleans, career public defender for 15 years in Manhattan, and I want to talk about this TikTok ban case that's now pending before the Supreme Court. So this morning, today, Wednesday, December 18th, the Supreme Court granted cert. Now, I know we've all been worried about the TikTok ban, and that's understandable, and we don't want to get our hopes up about anything. However, the fact that they granted cert is a big deal, and also the fact that it is going to now put everything on an expedited timeline, one that is truly unheard of when it comes to the Supreme Court, is also something we should be focused on. Typically, when the Supreme Court grants cert on a case, meaning they're willing to hear the arguments of that case, it will be months, probably 3 months, sometimes more, between when they grant cert and when they actually hear the oral arguments. In this case, it is 23 days. So January 10th is oral arguments, but briefs are due Friday, December 27th. That is 2 days after Christmas, and that is 9 days from right now. As someone who has worked as a public defender for 15 years, I know what it's like to work on Christmas. However, I really feel for the lawyers who are going to be writing these briefs. Now, the reason this is on such an expedited timeline is because the ban is set to take effect on January 19th. If you're interested in hearing more about what I think are the merits of the arguments on TikTok's side or against TikTok, I'm happy to delve into those things. Just leave questions in the comments. But I thought it was really interesting just to think about the fact that the Supreme Court is going to hear this case on such a tight timeline because it's set to take effect January 19th. And so their indication has been because they refused to grant an injunction, meaning a temporary stay on the banning, which they could have done and then put this on a slower timeline. Because they're hearing it so quickly, that means that maybe they intend to rule before the ban is set to take effect. It'll be very interesting to watch this play out, and I'll certainly be covering it. So make sure you're following for more, and let me know if you have other questions. Leave them in the comments and I'm happy to answer them.